to our live coverage from the Eden Gardens in anticipation of that India-Pakistan match. The toss for the match should have happened by now. It is a little delayed, but the good news is that the weather has cleared up for the past half an hour or so. No more drizzle, and the covers are almost completely off at the ground. So we hear that there would be perhaps a delay of a few minutes, but not a curtailment at all in this match, unless, of course, the heavens open up again. I'm joined with some fans here as well as they try to make their way into the Eden Gardens to watch this match. But when we talk about this match, there are some interesting battles between the big battle. Take a look at some of those.
This rivalry is huge, you know. I mean, it's very hard to put a finger and say how huge it is. It's probably bigger than Ashes is.
Yes, it's bigger than the Ashes. The mother of all battles in world cricket is set to resume, with India and Pakistan set to renew their rivalry at Battleground Eden. And a few big clashes may well decide the outcome of this encounter. The best batsman in world cricket versus arguably the most lethal pacer. Virat Kohli versus Mohammad Amir clash lit up a one-sided encounter, and all eyes will be on this clash once again at Eden. India's leading run-getter in the format, Kohli came out on top last month in Dhaka, and fans will hope Kohli keeps Amir at bay at Eden. But it's not just the batsmen. Indian bowlers have been instrumental in the team's super run in T20s, and Ashwin has led from the front. The Chennai lad has the ability to put the brakes on and will need to repeat his best of 4 for 8 to trump the Pakistani middle order, marshalled by Shoaib Malik. India's son-in-law has close to 1400 runs in this format, and the men in blue will need to keep him quiet to stand a chance. But eventually it may well turn into a battle of nerves, and the captains will play a key role. MS Dhoni has won it all in world cricket. The man with the Midas touch is chasing his 3rd World Cup, and he will need to keep his cool if India has to break its Kolkata jinx against Pakistan. Shahid Afridi hit form in their opener, but it's his captaincy which will be under the lens. Chasing his 20th win as skipper, Afridi's biggest challenge will be to break the World Cup jinx against India. It's the mother of all battles, and Eden is set for the biggest clash of the 2016 World Cup. Sports Bureau, India Today.
Into 11 o'clock, which is not a problem because it's anyway a day-night, a night match. I don't see any problem. I mean, with this weather, there should be a full game, Shivani. The crowd needs a full game. After all the drama, the one thing that we want is a full match.
But it's interesting you mentioned that the covers are coming off, but we're still waiting for the toss. Why can't they just get on with the toss and just, get over with it?
No, it has to be on the pitch for telecast reasons. There are big bunnies riding on it. The captain will have to have a look at the pitch. I mean, if the pitch is covered, he can't say what he's going to do.
He's already had a look at the pitch, Boria. We all know that.
He has, but...
is it not in everyone's interest that the match starts on time?
It cannot, because you've got to remove the covers again, slowly. It's commercialized sports spectacle, Shivani. At the end of the day, big bunnies are riding on it. Trust me, you will get a full game.
No, that's not the issue. I know that we'll get the full game, but I don't understand why we are waiting for the toss still. All you need is really two square yards to do the toss, isn't it? For the coin toss and for 3 men to stand.
The viewers can watch us more on India Today and get really good coverage. But the fact of the matter is it will take a bit of time, because unless the ground is cleared, they will not do the toss. Because they've got to actually, the umpires need to see that at no point has water come into the pitch, because if there is any water on the pitch, the toss and the match is delayed. So the umpires need to be absolutely certain that no water has, sort of petered in. That's why the toss cannot happen unless the pitch covers are on.
Okay, now you found a better argument for it. The initial argument I wasn't buying. But Nikhil, once again we talk about the toss. The fact that the weather has been what it has been, and who knows, maybe there could be some more rain. We can never completely rule it out. That is going to make it very difficult for the captains to decide exactly what they want to do, isn't it?
Well, true, but if there's, a little bit of moisture on the surface and you know for a fact that it's going to seam around, you obviously would want to go and make use of those conditions. And don't forget, Pakistan's very heavy on their bowling, especially the quick bowlers. You wouldn't allow them to go out there and exploit those sort of conditions. And the other thing you said, Shivani, if there's going to be rain around later, then you'd obviously want to chase down a target, because with the Duckworth-Lewis method coming in, you must have an idea of at the end of how many overs what sort of score with the number of wickets you are at, you have a fair idea to win this game. Don't forget that we need to win all the games from here on in, literally, to qualify for the semi-final. So in that regard, if Mahendra Singh Dhoni wins the toss and reign around, he'd want to go out there and chase the target and looking to bowl first.
All right, even as you say that, Nikhil, the reverse has happened. In the women's India versus Pakistan match in Delhi, which also saw rain, Pakistan has won by Duckworth Lewis by 2 runs. So they batted first and the Indian women couldn't chase it. I actually find it tougher to chase in Duckworth Lewis because the equation changes and sometimes, one wicket becomes too costly and you don't know. Unless your entire innings has been planned by Duckworth Lewis, if it happens in the middle, it can be a big problem.
See, Duckworth Lewis is freakish. I mean, you're 50 for no loss and you're suddenly 50 for 2. The Duckworth Lewis rate becomes 70. So it is tough. But again, I mean, Duckworth Lewis should not come into play in a match like this. I mean, one doesn't want that. It's a heartbreak for the Indian women's team. Mithali Raj and team is better than the Pakistanis in normal circumstances. They've beaten Pakistan quite a few times.
But that's what Duckworth Lewis does.
That's what Duckworth Lewis does. Exactly the point that if it's a curtailed match or a Duckworth Lewis match, then it's no real test of potential. And that's what sort of scares me. That in an India-Pakistan match, if it's a 10-over match, for example, anyone can just take it away. Steve O was right. One spectacular run out. Imagine one spectacular run out and 20 runs go up or 15 runs go up and the match is killed. One doesn't want that. I mean, you just want a 20-over match and that's it.
Absolutely. Just to clarify for our viewers, Duckworth Lewis only comes into the picture once a legitimate match is on, which means that the first side has had at least 5 overs and the second side is on its way to have 5 overs, and that's why they revise the target. If it's at the start of the match, if the delay is at the start of the match, then it's a curtailed match. It's not a Duckworth Lewis match. Nikhil, once again, we come to the question of the Pakistan team's ability mentally to beat India. What do you reckon? Have they grown from past experiences? Imran Khan, Wasim Akram, everyone was supposed to speak to them, but can all of that knowledge handed down to them make the difference?
Shivani, you might have all the knowledge in the world, but at the end of the day, it's the execution part. For what goes on in between the years, once the game gets switched on, you're in that field of play, how you react, how calm are you? If you have a clear head, only then you can go out there and fulfill the role that has been given to you to the best of your ability. But if you're feeling the heat, you're under the pump, you're under pressure, you won't be able to go out there and express yourself in terms of showcasing your talent. And we've seen that time and time again. Each time that there is a World Cup game against India for Pakistan, Pakistan somehow feels the heat, they come under pressure, and you don't see the best of cricket. You see those silly runouts, even in that Asia Cup game we saw. So they're always looking to go a couple of yards further away. You've got to be very staying in the moment to try and win those mini battles as well. You look at Team India, switched on, within the 30-yard circles, they're looking to stop the ones, dot balls create pressure on the batsman, and you're forcing the batsman to play some manufactured shot, and that's where the mistakes come from. But on the other hand, if you look at Team India, I'm not just saying that because we're looking to back Team India. You look at Rohit Sharma, you look at a Shikhar Dhawan, you look at a Virat Kohli, you look at a Mahendra Singh Dhoni, a Yuvraj Singh. These guys are very, very experienced, and they're world beaters, and they've had some enormous amount of success. Team Pakistan, on the other hand, have very rarely in the recent past tasted success. They've only had one game against Bangladesh that they won. So man-to-man comparison, fair enough that they've got a better bowling lineup, but we've got the arsenal in terms of batting to go out there and counter-attack that.
That's right. You talked about the Indian batting. Let me go across to Rasesh Mandani and talk to him about the Pakistan batting. Rasesh, a lot of the criticism was in the Asia Cup, which you covered, that the selection wasn't right. Now Shehzad is in this team. Hafiz is looking good as well. Shoaib Malik has been with runs. Afridi played a blinder of an innings in the first match. So on a different pitch, on a different wicket, even this Pakistani batting is pretty good. What does the camp feel in Pakistan?
It makes a big difference, doesn't it, Shivani, when the captain gets going in particular. I know Shahid Afridi doesn't like in the past bat where he used to top of the order. But even then, when he came in with that blinder in the previous game against Bangladesh, that would give him confidence not just with the bat, but to lead the team better. And you're right in saying that Hafiz and the rest of the boys, the Shahzad, have got runs. And in these wickets, which may not be necessarily, seamer friendly or spin friendly, we expect the wickets for a greater part of that World Cup to be reasonably conducive to batting. It would help. Yet having said that, if you look for that X factor in the Pakistan camp, it remains that bowling. And then every Pakistan player, everyone in the Pakistan team management we talk about, they keep repeating that they're banking on their bowlers to do the job. Having said that, the batting sort of made some runs in the previous game, would add to their confidence and would just add to the spark in this contest, because even when things about it, it still is incredible the fact that they played India in 10 occasions in World Cup tournaments across format, never won it. This is just an incredible jinx. I think the only other this poor record one can think of is of South African team and their choking ability. But this is quite extraordinary, isn't it?
Absolutely, Rasesh. Very quickly, before we toss back to our Delhi studio, Boria, a big challenge for Saurav Ganguly, a big challenge with the rain, but a big occasion for him as well.
Massive occasion. I mean, this is his first international match, India match, as CAB president. World Cup, India-Pakistan with this rain. I can absolutely say I've watched practically everything since I was 3 years old in Calcutta. If this was the rain last year, there was no match at Eden Gardens. If Saurav Ganguly can pull this one off, as an administrator, massive kudos to him. And he would have taken 10 steps forward to win the July election, if there is any, at the Eden Gardens.
All right, that's on a different pitch. But for the moment, back to you, Shobit, in the Delhi studio.
Well, thank you, Shivani and Boria, who are live with us from the Eden Gardens, where the action is all set to begin in just a few minutes from now. We are still waiting for the toss, which has been delayed, but we know that Saurav Ganguly was himself out in the middle, and he was inspecting the ground, leading from the front. Saurav Ganguly, former India captain, now the president of CAB. But Nikhil, we talk about India and Pakistan. We are ranked number 1 in the world. They are ranked number 6. Obviously, rankings will not matter, but we consider Indians as T20 specialists. If you look at the matches played, India has not even played 70 T20 internationals. Pakistan is the only team which has played over 100 T20 internationals. So, as far as T20 internationals is concerned, we cannot discount Pakistan and their experience in this format, is it?
No, not at all. But if you look at most of our Indian players, the quality that you're playing with the tournament in the IPL, you're rubbing shoulders, you're competing against some of the best guys around the world. You're bowling to A.B. de Villiers, you're batting against, say, a Dale Steyn. These are quality legends of the game. And for some of the youngsters who are part of the Indian team at this moment in time, to play day in and day out against them, that experience has held them in great stand. You look at the strike rates that Rohit Sharma achieves, or Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli, each time he's chasing a target, you see the best of him. Somehow it just goes to show that he enjoys that sort of pressure, he enjoys a challenge that gets the best out of him. Pakistan, on the other hand, they had their own IPL sort of tournament, which didn't really go out too much. It's the combination and the balance of the Pakistani side as well, where you can say that the bowling is way, way ahead. Batting, they've tasted some sort of success against the Bangladesh side. They haven't had the great tournaments, even in Asia Cup. The batting has not been as consistent over a period of time in whatever T20 you might say. And you look at Team India's batting performance, or as a unit altogether, the consistency level is completely a vast difference. That's why their own chairman, Shahryar Khan, put it so realistically and so easily. Where is Team India? They're sitting right on top, number 1. Where is Pakistan? They're right there at batting at rank number 6 or number 7.
Absolutely. We hope that that's not the kind of team talk he might have given the Pakistani team ahead of this match. Well, Imran Khan was there trying to pep them up. They take on India in their own backyard. Eden Gardens are a mecca of cricket. But, all the talk as far as Pakistan is concerned has been around their pace battery, right? Mohammad Amir, his comeback and his spell against Virat Kohli was superb. However, if we look at the stats again, the leading wicket taker for Pakistan in this format is Shahid Afridi. Second highest wicket taker for Pakistan in this format is Mohammad Hafiz. So India will have to be on guard not just against Pakistani pacers, but against the slow bowlers as well.
Yeah, well, Shahid Afridi, of course, would have picked the number of wickets that he has because of the number of games that he's played. He hasn't been in the best of form.
Nikhil, I'll just stop you. These are visuals coming live from the Eden Gardens. Amitabh Bachchan is there. He will be singing the national anthem in just a bit before this match kicks off between India and Pakistan. Yes, Nikhil, you were talking about their bowling line.
Yeah, Shahid Afridi would have picked the number of wickets that he has because of the number of T20 international games that he's played. But don't forget, Hafiz is really not bowling with his action that has been under suspect. Mohammad Amir, I feel, has the X factor. You know, the 4 overs or the first couple of overs that he bowls, he picks up a couple of wickets, it'll make a big difference. You know, all of a sudden you've got your middle order against the new ball. So I have a feeling Team India is not going to make the same sort of mistake that they did against Pakistan in that Asia Cup. You know, they'll be a little careful against Mohammad Amir. They'll realize if the ball's swinging, they'll be a little more careful. If it's not swinging, they won't go all guns blazing. You know,
absolutely.
If it swings first couple overs, you have the other bowlers to target. And Team India has that sort of batting power or the battery in that middle order as well. Even if you play those 2 overs,
right,
you're a little cautious, you can always make a comeback. But if you lose those 2 wickets in the first 6 overs, it gets difficult. All of a sudden you're on the back foot. And I don't think Mahendra Singh Dhoni is not going to tell his batsmen to go all guns blazing against the Pakistani bowlers in the first couple of overs.
Absolutely. Mohammad Amir versus Virat Kohli battle will be a key factor, isn't it, in this match? And we saw ahead of the match Virat Kohli gifting his bat to Mohammad Amir after facing that terrific spell in the Asia Cup. Well, at this moment we have to slip into a short break, but we hopefully will come back with more news from Eden at the Eden Gardens in the 2016 World Cup. Nikhil Chopra is with me here in the studio. Nikhil, before we end this discussion, very quickly, one key player for India in this match and your verdict, your pick, who will come out on top?
Well, first and foremost, I think Team India is much better balanced and they have the nerves under check. They won't be looking to get out of their skins to, you know, showcase something that they haven't done in the past. And the key guys for me would, of course, would be Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, right at the top. Any 2 of these guys get me runs, you know, 70, 80, because of the pace that they get in and the message that they send back in the dressing room. I think we should be home safe. So these 2 guys for me need to get runs.
Absolutely. We hope in the entire Indian team fire, especially the top order, Shikhar Dhawan, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, need to score big if India has to down Pakistan in this match and take a step forward towards the semi-finals. Meanwhile, here are visuals of Sachin Tendulkar and Neeta Ambani, Master Blaster, God of Cricket, Sachin Tendulkar along with Neeta Ambani reaching the Eden Gardens to watch this epic encounter between India and Pakistan. Sachin, of course, led India to many famous World Cup victories over the Green Brigade, and we hope his presence at Eden inspires our boys to once again trump Pakistan in this match. And we hope that India can continue their unbeaten record against Pakistan. It's 10-0. We hope in a few hours' time it will be 11-0 in India's favour.